Hey, Travel Brats!
Happy Travel Brat Tuesday! It's Nat.
And so.
Hey!
Whoa, we did a switch.
We did it backwards.
Oh my gosh, it's Nat. No, I have to be first. Me.
You have to be
Re-record.
first.
Just kidding.
I mean, hey, Brats and Nat. I mean, it does rhyme, so.
Nat's a brat. Soap's a brat, but Nat, let me tell you. Just kidding. I love you. I love her, guys. Hey,
well,
Brats.
Where are you taking us today, Sophia?
Well, happy Travel Brat Tuesday, girlfriend. I'm taking you guys to the wild, wild Southwest. If you guys don't know, I'm from Georgia, so I'm a little bit southern. Not really, Atlanta's not that southern, but Georgia's a little southern. And I have kind of been all over. So is Nat. She's been all over. She's kind of from the South also, with Carolinas.
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Definitely South. The mountains are less South, but.
Yeah, but we, this is a place that, like, when I first went here, I didn't know what to expect because, I mean, I'd been, and I'm not gonna spoil the state yet, but when I'd been like as a junior for a couple tennis tournaments, and to give you guys a hint, it's hot, it's dry, but I had no idea that there was that much stuff to do, and it is Texas, the state of Texas. And I know you guys are like, you idiot, what do you mean there's not a lot to do? It's humongo. But, like, I just hadn't ventured out to Texas that much. I played tournaments in, like, Dallas, Houston. I'd actually visited the school in Waco, Texas. I almost transferred to University of Texas when I was, after my freshman year of college. Okay. So I went to Florida, or not University of Florida. I went to Fort Myers, FGCU in Fort Myers. But, yeah, I had always, and I did think about also going to SMU. So I visited a couple cities in Texas, like when I was younger, but I'd never been on like an adult trip to Texas. So the first time that I got introduced as an adult to Texas was last year. My husband and I got invited to one of his good friends was getting married, and so we went to their wedding in Richardson, Texas. Okay. Yeah, but we kind of
went to Texas so much this year,
and then it's been like
that's so crazy. I didn't realize your first time to Texas was last year.
Yeah, like my first adult time.
Well, yeah, adult time.
Yeah, but like my first like vacation because the rest was business, not pleasure. Yeah, my first adult vacation was literally for this wedding, and we started like it was kind of funny. We had just gotten back from our honeymoon, and they invited us to Richardson in the fall. It was like I think it was it end of October? I think it was in October, like end of October, and I was like. Well, like, I mean, I feel like it was, like, so nice that they invited us, and it's, like, a far trip, but, like, let's go represent your family at this wedding, let's go, like, see Texas, and let's make, like, a Travel Brats trip out of it. Of course, my husband's like, oh, great. So we plan this trip to Texas, and I start, checking out places, and so I was like, let's try and get as much, like, of the cool area around Richardson that we can, because Richardson's a smaller town, and I'm going to talk about Richardson in an upcoming episode, but how we started our adventure was we ended up flying in to the Dallas airport, I believe, Dallas airport, and then we drove to McKinney, which is this really cute old historic town. And it honestly, it was like one of the most darling little places I've ever seen. It's about 45 minutes from the airport, and it's a really nice hidden gem. I mean, we drove through neighborhoods with all these cute little homes, like old fashioned, but like beautiful little brick and wood homes. And then, we actually stayed in like the hotel gem of McKinney is the Grand Hotel. And, it's funny because I love the Grand Hotel in Fairhope, Alabama. There's a lot of Grand Hotels, so I was like, I wonder if this is anything like the Grand Hotel in Alabama. And actually, with its own Texas spin, it really was. It was like old and grand. And what's cool is the story of the hotel begins in like 1885. Basically, it was built by these brothers, the Hurd brothers, and basically, what's so cool is it originally started with like 14 rooms. And now it's grown. It has a restaurant. It has a bar. And it's like in the original hotel was like 15,000 square feet. So over the years, it's just things have been added, and now there's like 45 rooms, and they do weddings. They have a grand ballroom. Yeah. And it's just so I love it. I loved the hotel. We stayed for one night and then explored kind of evening, and then explored the following day the little town. But I loved our room. It was like with the big wooden bedposts, and you had like hand painted paintings of like branches and cotton fields, and every room in the Grand Hotel has a Willie Nelson book with all these photos of Willie Nelson, and it, he's like it's like hometown Texas, and then they had like the cutest look, because you know how old hotels have small bathrooms.
Yeah.
I did a really small bathroom, but it was like the most adorable.
So cute.
Yes, like all white and black marble, and like a beautiful little mirror, and I mean it had a modern shower even though it was small, and so it was just like the cutest little, and the bed was super comfy, but it had a little desk, but like this beautiful like mahogany wood desk. It was just a really cool decorated. There was like brick. You know, it's like kind of that Art Deco, like it was brick on the inside of one of the walls in the hotel room. So I really loved it. I loved the style. I would describe it as really like quaint and charming, but it did have a really grand feel to it. Like an old, and like even the bar downstairs was like an old, almost like cigar bar, like old saloon bar almost, but mixed really with like class. Yeah, so it was this really cool mix. And then we obviously explored, after we left the hotel, we explored outside. But, I will say, besides the tasteful paintings and Willie Nelson and the grand ballroom and all that, the one little thing that I think was probably the most unique about the hotel is we had a room at the end of the hall, and I think it was like on the third floor. There was a little library, like out in the hallway at the corner by the stairs, and had all these books and this little place to sit and this gorgeous painting. And it's like, oh my gosh, you can just sit there and read these little books. Yeah. And I mean, I just, it was very beautifully designed and unique. So yeah, the next morning we went, and because I always do this, we asked like the hostess, hey, what do you recommend doing around here? And we started the day with this awesome coffee shop. She said the two best coffee shops were Layered and Filtered. And we went to, isn't that funny? Yeah, and we went to Layered. I know, I was like, wait, which one was it? We went to Layered, and oh my gosh, I'm not like a hot chocolate person. My husband always gets hot chocolate because he doesn't like the coffee. So he tried this hot chocolate. It was the best hot chocolate I've ever tasted in my life. He's like, you gotta try this. And then I got a lavender latte, which is pretty darn good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and they had really good drinks there.
So yummy.
Yeah, and like the coolest thing I think about that place was they had this little robot cat that brought out your like trays of it literally rolled out with like your trays of breakfast.
That's so random.
It was so creepy. Like it wasn't like a little like this. It was like a tray thing, and had all the, and then the thing had cat ears in the top and the eyes, and it talked to you. It was freaky, but it was really kind of fun.
What? It's like this place is like futuristic while also being really quaint.
Isn't that
weird?
That's
so weird.
I know.
I've never heard.
I know.
No, but I kind of
like
out
of place
though.
there,
That's
but
cute.
it was like whoa, and the people were like looking at it, roaming
Spunky,
all around the restaurant.
You know?
Yeah, and so this is a cool like.
That's so funny.
Filtered and Layered are really cool. I looked up some more when we left, and a lot of them do like live music. They have events, and like Filtered was Layered. Sorry, see, Layered was a really cool little vibe, and I could totally see you doing like a brunch or rehearsal dinner, or like a birthday party there. It was really like cute and stylish. And again, the robot cat just really was a freaky awesome. Freaky awesome. And then I did just want to shout out some other fun places that do have like live music. Cadillac Pizza, Harvest, Lone Star Wine, The Pub, the Celt, and Rick's Lounge. Again, these are all recommendations from the awesome hotel we stayed in, because we wish we could have stayed longer. And if you're staying in McKinney, you've got to visit like all the little shops and stores. Like just spend a day wandering around, going in and out. There's like, the unique little journals and candles and like clothing boutiques that say fun things on them.
It's so nice when you can actually have time to do that.
I know.
When you give yourself time to explore and just enjoy the little things.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a town that sounds a lot like McKinney.
Oh, so cute.
And
you would have loved
love
this.
That. Yeah.
Take my clip out because my hair is falling out. But yeah, and I will say though, that we did not prepare for is it rained, and it rained pretty hard the first morning we were there. So like, don't forget umbrellas. Texas weather is very unpredictable. From like
in general,
no rain for like months to like pour downs in like the fall to like ice storms. In the beginning of spring, winter, it's just be prepared. I would bring like a variety of clothes.
Be prepared. I had to. Okay.
Love it. No, I love it. And then, so you just gotta, be prepared for that, because you don't want to let not bringing an umbrella ruin your
trip.
Wandering around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, also all of these little experiences and fun McKinney, things to do can be found on the experience page in, just thegrandhotel.com. They're kind of like, I feel like the center gem of the town.
Right.
And so like you can find anything and everything to do on there.
Yeah.
Again, good eats besides obviously the really good breakfast place for Harvest, Rick's Chop House. Again, we mentioned Cadillac Pizza, The Yard, local yokel.
Yes, that's cute.
Isn't that cute? Patina Green and Urban Grill. And then shops, like I said, with all the cute fun little trinkets would be Ambrosia, Little Red Hen, Birds and Words, Antique Company, Homology, Uptown.
Very cute.
Fair and Square, Charla's, and Cottonhead. So
those
are
these names.
Aren't they fun?
I'm loving the names of these shops and these restaurants.
Oh, I know. And it's like these are must visits, guys. They're recommendations, and they just, I mean, I love like the unique. I love for Christmas presents and birthday presents and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I will go shopping and then I will pick out a bunch of little random things I see throughout the year for people and like hide them for Christmas. You know, be like, oh, I found that 6 months ago in McKinney or whatever. But then if you're interested in the history, because Texas has a lot of history, this is a specifically historic town. So you've got like Chestnut Square, Heritage Village, Collin Country Farm Museum, and then they have a bunch of history in there. And then the Heard Natural Science Museum, Heard Craig Center for Arts, if you're more of an art person. And then if you are the arts and you like plays and music performances, McKinney Performing Arts Center is really cute. And then I would say for like, if you're just kind of going to grab a drink, some of these are some of the same restaurants we shouted out, but if you want like drink, the Pub, the Celt, Rick's Lounge, we already mentioned Harvest, Lone Star Wine, Room 111 in Barron Creek. Obviously, I'm partial to all of the Grand Hotels, bar and restaurant. They have really fancy bar and restaurant. They're delicious. But either way, all these places are super cute. And then the last thing I would probably shout out would be if you're doing art and antiques. There's Kim Guthrie Antique Company, Millhouse, and then the Last Art Gallery. Go find some.
It's called the Last Art Gallery. Oh,
it's like mysterious, you know.
Interesting.
So anyway, guys, that was McKinney. This was super short and sweet. It is like such a fun
McKinney,
like
Texas.
do a day in McKinney. And then guys, if you want to have like a little romantic dinner, stay and then spend the night at the Grand.
How far is it from Dallas? You said?
It's about like it was 45 minutes from the Dallas airport.
Okay.
So from the Dallas airport.
Yeah, it's like I mean, Texas is such a large state, and I feel like when you get in anywhere in that part of the country, it's like most of the cities are so far apart. But I feel like that's not that far, actually. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
right?
Like, if we're staying in Dallas, but we want to do a day trip somewhere else, it kind of feels almost like when we talk about in Europe, where it's like, you're in Brussels, but you want to do a day trip to Antwerp, or you want to do a day trip here. It's like, this kind of sounds like that. So that's really neat.
Yeah, and this is one of the little more like, I would say, okay, I'm such a stereotypical like idiot because I was like so ready for everybody's in cowboy hats. Like this is Texas. Like everyone's a cowboy or a cowgirl. So like, I mean, pretty much out of all these cities, the only place that I really saw a bunch of cowboy hats was like Austin at night. But I mean, I saw a few in Dallas. I kind of looked like an idiot in Dallas with my cowboy hat walking around. But here in McKinney, I would say, because sometimes people wonder about what to dress. Say like if what we're kind of wearing is
dress.
Yeah, I was gonna say what we're kind of wearing is
It's very just like comfortable, cute dress. Like definitely like spending time in a quaint historical town. Like I love the dress you're wearing, especially I think that it really gives off like vintage vibes.
Thank you. We're kind of urban vintage right now.
Yes, urban vintage. I think that feels really fitting for the way that you describe McKinney. This feels very like cute and comfortable. You can layer this very easily.
And
you feel like a cute jacket, you know. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, guys, if you didn't hear the plug, shop Best Dress. We got all these cute pieces on the website if you're going to fun little Texas adventure. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Next, in the next couple weeks, we will be doing an episode following this McKinney night. Another Texas spot.
Yeah.
Stay beautiful.
Bye for now.
Bye, Travel Brats.